Good afternoon, Barry. I'm very pleased to meet you here in Paris, in this wonderful place. But we're not talking about this place, we'll talk about your book. Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Yes, I joined Tesco in the mid-90s and got to know the Lean Enterprise Research Centre in Cardiff, which is where I met Robert. He had a retail background before he came to Cardiff, and clearly Tesco is a retailer. And we discovered that we could tell what we thought was an interesting story about how a well-respected company had used Lean, the Toyota ideas, to actually make themselves into a much more effective and customer-focused business. So we wanted to tell that story, and I think that's what the book is about, really.
Yeah, that is very unusual, because usually many people say Toyota is manufacturing and is automotive, and nothing can be applied in retail.
Well, my challenge to that would be to ask anybody to think of a business that isn't part of a supply chain. It's impossible. Every business is part of a supply chain. Toyota's a supply chain in an automotive. Tesco's a supply chain in food and general products. The principles are the same. The products are different. They have different life cycles. We might be excited about buying a car. We're certainly not excited about buying a packet of soap powder. But the principles are the same.
Can you tell me a little bit about the performance change with what Tesco have done in terms of inventories, in terms of service?
I think the most significant thing about what they've done in inventory, and there has been huge reduction in the amount of inventory and the stock turns, but the first thing that was done was to understand to treat fast-moving product in a different way to slow-moving product. So fast-moving product can effectively be bought in daily amounts such that you don't stock that product anymore. But if you're going to do that without stock, that says your suppliers have got to be capable, your systems have got to be capable, and the store processes have got to be capable. So it's not something you can do if you're learning, but as you get more capable, then you can start to do these apparently clever things. But it's a question of timing, I guess, is saying we do things when we know we're capable of doing them without impacting the customer. And I think they've been very, very successful at doing that.
In fact, your book is talking about the supply chain. But what you're seeing in this book is that they have not worked only on supply chain. They have worked to make sure that the supply chain and the strategy of the company are fully aligned, and I would say are set together.
Absolutely. I supervised a student who was writing a book about strategy, or writing his dissertation about strategy, and he came to the conclusion that there are three types of strategy. Strategy that is written and sits on a shelf, strategy that is used tactically, and strategy that is used to actually manage the business, to actually set the business in the direction they want to go. And I would say Tesco is firmly in that latter. They use it as a mechanism to mobilise their business, their suppliers, their people, their store, and actually take them in the direction they want to go. And that's good strategy.
Now, last question. You know, when you improve a supply chain, you must have, I would say, spirit, teamwork, you need processes, and you also need IT, specification and implementation. For Tesco, what has been the most important?
I think the most important is understanding that you can't do those in isolation. So you need capable people, appropriate process, and proper supporting IT, information systems. And if you think of those as overlapping circles, the more you make those three overlap, effectively the circles eventually join up and that's when they're truly conjoined, if you like, and then they're at their most effective. And I think that's really what lean thinking has helped Tesco to understand, and lots of companies who have adopted lean thinking. This idea of people, process, systems, and not functions working in isolation.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Francis.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.